to Let's Talk Someone Six Sports Show. And today's guest is Keith.
That's me, Keith. Thanks for having me on the show, Robby. You are a prince and a scholar and a gentleman. I don't know why I'm talking like that. See what you did to me? We were talking off air, and you got me talking weird.
And we're going to talk about his books.
My books? Yes, we are. Here are some of my books. Tell them about my books, Robby. Or I'll tell them about my books. That's fine. So my books, as you can see here, there are many. There are actually 42. I don't have 42 with me though. These are Color With Me adventure books. This one is Andrew and the Pirates. I'm trying not to let there be a lot of glare because Robby said he was getting some glare. So these are chapter books. There are 10 chapters in each book, and in between each chapter there is a picture that you can color. You see that, Robby? It's a little pirate boy. You see him?
Yeah, I can see it.
So each book is a chapter book. There are pictures to color in between each chapter. I started writing these books for my son, Andrew, when he was much younger. He has ADHD. He's got some neurological tics. He's got some few other issues that we don't have to get into all of them. But he was having trouble concentrating in school. He couldn't read a book. They were supposed to read 2 books per month at school, and he couldn't get through 1 book in an entire school year, let alone 2 a month. So I asked his teacher if I wrote a book, if he could do a book report on the book I wrote, and she said yes. So I wrote this book right here, the very first one, Andrew and the Pirates. And he took it to school. And when he got off the bus at the end of the school day, he came running off. He was holding his book report in his hands, and it was the first A that he ever got on anything in school, on any project or any report. It was his first A. So that night, I came into my office, where we are right now, and I started writing the second book, and I just been going ever since. There are now 42 of them. There you go. I guess that's all we got. So, okay, see you next week, everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
When did you start writing the books for?
The first book I wrote was in 2013, I'm going to say, because that was when the first couple books came out. And as I was telling you off air, right here is a plaque on the wall. This is from when we were in the Buffalo News. We were in the arts and entertainment section of the Buffalo News, and we got this nice plaque to commemorate it. They did a couple pages. It was full color. They talked about the books. They mentioned a book signing I was going to be doing that I did at Dog Ears in South Buffalo back in 2013. And that was a real nice thing they did at the Buffalo News for me, and we had a good turnout at the book signing. So yeah, 2013, the first book. So I've written from 2013 to 2020. I've written 42 books. That sounds like a lot now that I look at the span of time. That's not that much time to write 42 books. I'm a machine.
Yeah, and you're well known on Tavern Talk too.
I'm on Tavern Talk. I don't know if I'd say anything about Tavern Talk is well known, but I am on Tavern Talk 716, which is a talk show hosted by myself and Lawrence Duran Gomez, who also calls himself a million other things from week to week. He's AKA, I think he called himself this past week the sugar daddy of Instagram or something. But he's always got a name for himself. But what we were doing before the corona hit, we were going out to bars every week, and we would sit in the tavern and do a live show. We were live on Periscope. But then the corona hit, everything closed. So we've been doing shows in an underground bunker ever since, except for the shows we do from the Nerd Terminal and Cheek Dog in New York. We've done a bunch of episodes from there. Unfortunately, the Nerd Terminal went out of business last week, so we won't be doing any more shows from there. Corona killed the Nerd Terminal, so we won't be doing any more shows from that particular location, but we are planning to be out and about town around the 716 area code, doing more shows hopefully soon. And yeah, that's the thing that happens weekly, Mondays. Now we're on YouTube, so don't check Periscope. We're not there anymore because we're not live anymore. So now we're on YouTube. And Duran also, I believe, does the show live on Instagram, on his personal Instagram. I don't know what his personal Instagram is, so I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I don't know. I'll assume it's either Lawrence Gomez or Salvatore Morocco, but I don't know. But that doesn't matter. What matters is me, and I'm right here. What else you got for me, Robby?
Like, when did you meet Ron?
When did I meet Ron? Ranting Rancid, Ranting Ron? I don't know. I met him, he met me on Twitter, actually. He sent me a message on Twitter and asked if I wanted to be involved in BB&G charities. Started just as like a celebrity ambassador kind of thing. And then I got a little more involved. Actually, one of the books I've written is Nickel T. Buffalo Starts a Podcast, which was a book I wrote for BB&G charities, starring their mascot, Nickel T. Buffalo, who you can also see on Tavern Talk 716. The book was about Nickel going with his little sister trying to start a podcast. And the book was announced at Podathon this past year, which was a podcast telethon type deal for charity. And all 100% of the proceeds from sales of Nickel T. Buffalo Starts podcast go directly to the charity. I don't make a nickel on that book. Nickel, see what I did there? I don't make a nickel on that book. That money goes directly to the charity. I don't know what's going on with the charity currently because of the whole corona. I don't know if the charity will be back. I don't know what holds for the charity next year, but either way, I did write a book for them. Hopefully we can do more in the future. And there you go. So one of the 42 books is Nickel T. Buffalo Starts a Podcast, which is a book for BB&G charities. And Rancid, Ranting Ron. I know you wanted me to do that.
And then Ron was he did a commercial for your show.
You could call it a commercial. He did a commercial during Tavern Talk 716 a few weeks ago that he put in there without our knowledge. And I'm okay with him filming commercials for our show, but if you're going to be a sponsor on the show, you got to pay. So I'm still waiting for that check to come in the mail from Rancid, Ranting, Rotten Ron. The commercial was him scouting new talent to replace me and Duran as the host of the show. So in that regard, I'm not a fan of the commercial, but if he's going to pay for it, I don't care what the commercial says. Because you can't replace me. I'm irreplaceable. You can replace Duran. Duran can go away. You replace him. That's fine. You can put anybody there. Hot bag of potatoes could sit there, and I could make that work. But you don't replace me. I'm awesome.
And
I get fired up. You get me into character. Because on Tavern Talk, we're on sports. Let's Talk 716, the sports show. Is that what this is called? Let's Talk 716, the sports show?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I'm here on Let's Talk 716, the sports show, I'm here as me, the children's author who also hosts a show. When you watch Tavern Talk 716, I am still me, but I am playing a character version of me on the show. I don't really hate Ron, and I don't really think that Duran is a bumbling fool. I've been friends with Duran since we were kids. I've known him forever, but I used to live with Duran. Duran's my old roommate. So I don't really feel the ways I say on the show. I'm just playing a character. I don't want anyone out there to get all upset and think I'm tearing everybody down here, and then also promoting my children's books on your show, which are available on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, Dog Ears Books in South Buffalo, The Bookworm in East Aurora. Anywhere books are sold, if they don't carry them, have them special order them for you. But anyway, I don't really feel like that in real life. That's just we play those characters on the show. And Duran plays the I'm a former wrestler, egotistical athlete type. That's like his character on the show. Although he has been doing this, I'm stuck in a 60-foot underground bunker, so I'm losing my mind character, which I really like a lot because I do believe Duran's losing his mind.
And when did Tavern Talk start?
When did it start?
On YouTube.
We started, I believe the shows are all dated, so you'd have to go check the YouTube feed. We're on episode 17, 16 or 17. See, we film a little bit ahead of time. I've got 3 or 4 episodes that we filmed that haven't aired yet, so I'm not sure what episode is on currently on YouTube. So
we're on 16.
So we're on 16, then that would mean 16 weeks ago we started on YouTube. Because it's 1 episode a week, unless there's a bonus episode, which we've only done 1 of so far, and that was 2 that week. So, but they're all dated. So if you're curious when the show's from, you can go back and you check the date, and that's the air date, not the date we filmed it. Because sometimes we'll film 3-4 episodes in one night, and those are dated differently because they're dated when they air, not when we filmed them. So it's very confusing.
And like, I see Duran wears like a ski cap most of the time on your show.
Good observation. He does do that. Very good. In fact, the episode I was editing just before we started doing this, I was working on an episode, and he is not wearing a ski cap in it.
And the one last week Monday, the one you just posted, he was wearing a Bills one.
He was. Oh, there you go. Go Bills.
Yeah.
I'm rocking the Bills myself this week. Boop. So there you go. Go Bills. I see the Bills thing there behind you.
Yeah, and then I have a Sabres thing there too.
There you go. Go Sabres. Go Bills. Go Bisons.
Yeah.
Go Bandits.
Yeah, I used to go to Bandit games.
And then you stopped?
Like when my sister went to college.
Too many painful memories?
No.
All right, fair enough.
I
got to ask you a question, Robby. I'm going to ask you a question. When you're doing this show, because I know you've done a bunch of them now, when you're doing this show, do you write your questions down ahead of time, or do you just fly by the seat of your pants?
Sometimes I have questions.
But do you write them down, or you just remember them, and then when the time is right, there goes a question?
Sometimes I have them written down.
Okay.
Like,
so it's different every time.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what's this? Let's look at that. This is Andrew and the Pirates, A Color With Me Adventure, written by me, Keith White Jr. You can get this at Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com. You can go to KeithWhiteJr.com. You can go to Dog Ears Books in South Buffalo, or you could head over to The Bookworm in East Aurora. Oh, my. Did you know this was here, Robby?
I almost wore my pirate shirt for the show.
Ah, you should have. That would have been awesome. Like a Pittsburgh Pirate or just a regular pirate?
Pittsburgh.
I knew it was going to be a sports shirt. You love sports, don't you?
I actually went to Pittsburgh once.
Did you really? Did you go to a Pirates game while you were there?
Yeah, I was there with my sister and like a few of her bowling teammates.
Wow. Did you go to a Penguins game?
I've never been to a Penguins game.
Mm. It's a good
But
time. You should go.
yeah, I would like to. I
Yeah,
I
you
went
should do
to
it.
I went to a Sabres game in Washington.
Did you?
Yeah, and the Sabres and the Capitals went to overtime in that game.
Oh, that was just quick jaw Colin, a cowboy adventure. I don't know how that got there. I apologize. Continue. Sorry about that. It's
Like,
crazy.
it was Washington and Buffalo, and then Washington ended up winning the game in a shootout.
Nice. I pretended like my feed froze there. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Did you think it froze?
no,
Ah, thought I had you.
and like when I met Ron, it the Sabres were playing. I think they were playing Nashville that night when Ron was there,
Very nice.
and then he told me about um the potathon and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, the old potathon. That's how he reels them in. The potathon, he just and he reels them in. I'm not going to do too much of the fishing thing because I make fun of Duran for his fishing motions on Tavern Talk 716 because he looks like he's shucking corn. So I won't do too much of the fishing motion, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to get Ron on my show once.
You've never had Ranting Ron on your show?
No.
Why not? Ron, go on Robby's show. Ron! There you go. You'll
Yeah,
see that.
because
Ron's your producer, isn't he?
yeah,
So you should be able to get your producer on your show, I would think. You think he'd want to come on to another show within the Ranting Ron radio network to come on and promote something. Promote his show. Promote my show. Promote my books. Because it just doesn't feel like enough people are promoting Conductor Colin, A Color With Me Adventure. This book is about a young boy who loves trains and then gets to ride in a train. But I'm not going to tell you how or what happens once he does ride in a train. You just have to read the book. Amazon.com.
And I haven't been on Ron's show yet either.
What? I haven't been on Ron's show either. But I don't talk sports. Even on your show, this is the Let's Talk 716, the sports show. And I don't really talk sports. We talked a little bit of sports before we went on the air. That's what I was trying to tell you. Don't chit chat before you go on the air because all the good stuff happens before you even go on the air. But we did talk a little bit of sports, how I used to have season tickets to the UB Bulls football for, I'll say 3 seasons. I had season tickets. It was a good time. But then that was just before it blew up and got real big like it is now. And then it was much harder to get season tickets after it got super popular. Like when we used to go, there was like no tailgating, hardly any people there. The stands were mostly empty. They would have dollar hot dog days. It was great.
And they have the UB Bulls have country artists come there sometimes too.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, they have those little concerts that they do. The one time we went and they had giant bounce houses and they had a giant Scooby-Doo inflatable slide kids could go down and stuff. That was right around, I think that was the last season we had season tickets. I used to go with a bunch of friends of mine. And that was the last season that we had season tickets just because it started getting more expensive and it started getting harder to get good seats. So we stopped going, but good for them for becoming more popular. I don't have a problem with that. Oh, something's happening. Something's happening. It's milkshake time. Is it milkshake time?
And like
Oh, yeah. Let's see that milkshake.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew it.
And
you know what they say about milkshakes? The milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Did you know that?
No. And
now you do. My work here is done.
like when Ron came on your show,
mm-hmm. He didn't really come on my show. He paid for a promotional spot during my show.
No, like he when he walked in front of the camera, whatever, on you.
Oh, you mean the way that Big Top Andrew just pulled itself right into the shot without permission? Same thing. Big Top Andrew is the story of Andrew running away from home, joining the circus, I think. I wrote it almost a decade ago. I don't remember, but you should read it because obviously he gets shot out of a cannon and you can color it with crayons or colored pencils. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, anywhere books are sold. Big Top Andrew, A Color With Me Adventure by Keith White Jr. Yes, well, Ron walked out on the show and was eating chicken wings, and then later in the day tried to show the audience the food that was in his mouth that he was chewing on. And then Duran fired him as producer. The end.
And you said he fired him twice?
Duran did, yes. Duran fired him, and then Ron was like, no, I'm not fired. I'm still a producer. And then a little bit later, Duran was like, no, you're fired. You're not the producer because you keep doing stuff that we don't want you to do. And so Duran fired him twice.
And then you said Ron, and then
I did this. Ron, I guess. Is that what I did?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're the expert. You know my show better than I do. I'll tell you that. Tavern Talk 716 every Monday, brand new episodes on YouTube. Check it out. Tavern Talk 716, starring best-selling author Keith White Jr. and not here, Lawrence Duran Gomez, aka not here.
Just like my.
Hopefully, I was gonna say hopefully back into taverns very soon because right now we're Tavern Talk, but really we're just talk because there's no tavern and we don't talk about much anything. We just sit down in front of the camera for half an hour and just and words come out. I kind of feel like that's what we're doing right here, right now. And I think it's going really well.
And like on your show, I saw you wearing like a Warriors shirt or something.
Oh, yes, I was. Cheektowaga Warriors. My son is a Cheektowaga Warrior. He does, the beginning of the year, he does volleyball. When volleyball ends, he does wrestling. When wrestling ends, he does track. And he does varsity for those sports. He is he's doing very well. In fact, after these books, he years ago he couldn't do sports or anything because of some of the issues he was having, and he started doing better in school. He's turned it around, and now he's a star athlete. So, yep, that's correct. I was wearing a Cheektowaga Warrior shirt. I forgot that I had worn that on the show. So probably, I don't know how they feel about that. But go Warriors! No, Ron. It's hard. The camera's on. I feel like I should be in character. This is on, and the lights are on, and everything.
I used to bowl for them for that school.
Used to bowl for Cheektowaga Warriors?
Yeah.
Oh, did you go to the school?
Yeah, I went.
Oh.
I went there for like 1 year, and then like that year they won the championship too.
Nice, congratulations. Go Warriors. See, you know what I'm talking about. Go Warriors.
Yeah, and then like when I got transferred to another school, I used to bowl for Depew
Oh, okay.
for the high school team.
I figured that, yeah.
And
Who else could have figured out that you were talking about high school? Oh, it's Sherlock Andrew. And this is Sherlock Andrew and the Book Thief, one of the many Color With Me adventure books.